First of all, I want to start off the video by saying, if you're not following me on Twitter already, what are you doing? Look at the date of this tweet, right? January 27th. It's like a month afterwards that you're seeing this now. What I'm getting at is that you'll get, I tend to upload stuff that I don't usually upload to my channel. And this, like the tweet says, Twitter people got priority, which is weird, right? But I thought I wanted to do a Twitter version first, and then like I cleaned it up on the YouTube version. So yeah, twitter.com/RayHoots. That's where I'm easily contacted at. I'm active on Twitter, and we're gonna do our thing today. What exactly we're gonna be doing today is something that I've had an idea for a while now. Let me go ahead and preface how all this started. So my computer, I have no idea how long this video is gonna be. My computer has been out for like a month, and I just got it like yesterday or something, right? It still has some issues. I have to take it back for something. And I had this idea. I made this anime Attack on Titan Smash inspired intro or something, right? And I did all that on my laptop. No, I'm not gonna go get it, but I did it on my old laptop that I used to make videos on. It's still at Sony Vegas, so I ran it on that. And I spent like maybe 8 to 10 hours doing it, because as you'll see, let's see if I can get that open. As you'll see right here, I don't recommend doing this. What I had to do, I had to literally download every single video for every single second clip that I wanted to do, and splice that in for the segment that went into the song. Now I'll go into it as we go in, but that is something I don't recommend doing. What I usually do for these kind of things, I have this NVIDIA graphics card, and there's this Shadow Play or something like that. You hit like a hotkey and it records the screen. That's what I usually do for this kind of stuff, and that's what I recommend doing. I do not recommend doing this because my old laptop didn't have that kind of software, but I had the itch, I had the urge to see this through, and I'm really glad I did, because it came out better than I thought. Even with my limitations, I'm like, I still got it. I still got it up here. That's what matters, right? I mean, I had the tech. It wasn't what I liked it to be, but I made it work. And seeing as you guys really actually enjoyed that intro that I made, I'm super glad that y'all did. Today, this might be the first of many. I don't know how well this will go. I just kind of wanted to do this. I kind of want you guys to kind of look into my mindset of how I went about this and why and stuff. I already touched the button a little bit. I'm going to be rambling on. As you see, you're going to get my speech patterns and stuff like that. What initially started this as well was there was a trend late 2019. People would do like anime intros, and they would primarily what I mainly saw was like this Naruto Shippuden opening 16, I want to say, the one where he's fighting the one, the Cannonball, and then like the one. Anyways, I'm like, man, I'm so sick of seeing that intro because everyone uses it so much. And then I thought, like, you know what? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I've not seen Attack on Titan season 3. I've only seen Attack on Titan season 1 and some of 2. Then I stopped watching. So I've never seen the season where this intro is from, but I like the song. And I thought, okay, so when I have an idea that I want to make a video on, sometimes all it takes is like certain segments. I think of like the trailers, and I think of like certain cinematics and certain music beats, and then I think like, oh yeah, that looks like it could work. Like for example, one of the things I wanted to do was let's see, the Isabelle thing. By the way, as I go on, this video might get copywritten. I'm gonna try to, if you hear any weird music, distortion or 8-bit or something, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like, you might hear some weird music. I'm assuming you've seen the original video. It's like 2 minutes, so go watch that, and you won't get distorted. But like, I remember one of the things that I really wanted to do that made me do this video was like this whole thing, the whole syncing of like Isabelle walking of this shot. That was like one of the things I had in my mind that inspired me to make this. That was just one of many, and I'll get into it as we go on. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I want to go ahead and you know, preface the intro, right? I'm like, how am I gonna? Cause like, okay, so before I made this video as well, there was somebody that had the same idea. Now, let me make sure I'm still recording. Okay. Now, they made it around just before the release of Smash Ultimate, and their cinematics were very, very limited. Mainly faulting on Smash 4 cinematics. And I saw it. It's got like a couple thousand views. I'm like, okay, you got your due. Okay, that's nice. I at the time, when I have an idea and someone else has done it, I don't like to watch their video all the way unless I'm like mostly done or done with it. Because if I'm watching something and someone's had the idea already, it's gonna feel like I'm gonna like subconsciously feel like I'm copying them, even if the idea is still the same. I don't know if I'm making sense, right? So I tend not to do that kind of thing because, you know, I kind of want to be as original as possible. Even though a certain video with a certain thing, just look up, I guess, Smash Ultimate anime opening, you'll see the same song with someone else's video. I think there's like one or two scenes that we do have overlapping because they just fit so well, but like that was unintentional. Anyways, let's go ahead and get to this behind the scenes New Game Plus. This is gonna, I titled this New Game Plus because some games, when you beat the story mode or something like that, they have like a version 2 intro or something like that, right? Smash Ultimate sadly doesn't have something like that, so what I ended up doing was like taking, by the time I was making this, it was just before Byleth's announcement. I think I made this the day of, I started making this I think the morning of, I don't remember, like shortly after or before Byleth's reveal. So the only footage that I had was like, you know, Byleth coming up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. No, let's go ahead and get started. So the intro, right? You know, like the whole chimes and the whole like suspense, right? And Inkling. So originally the idea was, again, I don't know how long. I don't know if this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be an experiment. By the way, these glasses I haven't worn since I was like in junior high or something. But that's the only ones I had. Anyways, you know, the suspense and stuff. I didn't watch the official intro of it either until like near the end, so I can see like what parts correlated. Especially towards the ending, I kind of needed some direction. But I'll get to that when I get to that. But the beginning kind of, I hate Sony Vegas 15. The beginning kind of correlates that, you know, oh, it's suspense. This is taken from the first teaser trailer of when, you know, the Inklings were revealed, right? And then, you know, you see Inkling here. They're looking, and you see like the Smash logo, which indicates, you know, this is a Smash intro, and then cue the Smash title right here. Boom. Originally, this title card was going to be the Persona 5 Red intro, whatever. From the Take Your Heart. It wasn't originally going to be the World of Light trailer one, but ultimately I decided to use this because I just think it looks better, and the Joker one just looks, it's just this but with the red logo. This one's got like a fancier design, and it kind of invokes that whole New Game Plus, because Smash Ultimate actually does have a New Game Plus. I've never done it, I think you carry over your spirits and equipment and stuff into like the World of Light, and you can just play it again. A lot of people still haven't even beaten the original one. I don't think I'm ever gonna do New Game Plus. But yeah, I just kind of like wanted to invoke it even more. Like, this is like an intro in, like, say in an alternate universe, if like you beat the game and like you get this new intro with like new cinematics of, like, you know, if it was like a DLC patch or something like that, like season 2 kind of stuff. But this is like season 1, because like the Fighters Pass, you can think of it as season 1, and now we're getting a Fighters Pass 2, and so maybe I'll make like a New Game Plus or something. Anyways, let's go with the first happy accident right here. What I like to do on these things too is I like to put little stamps. I like to call them. They're called like flags or checkmarks or something like that. I guess I was looking at the trailer because I like this shot. I like this trailer a lot with like Samus, Mega Man, and Mario. They're like all walking around and stuff. I just wanted them walking, but this, the whole swoop, the whole swoop was super unintentional, and I didn't catch that maybe it's like halfway through production, and I thought to myself, you know what? The whole like when the singer, oops, sorry. When the singer, you know, just finishes his verse there, it just kind of syncs up with like Ridley's swoop, right? So I decided to keep it in kind of like as a funny gag. So, you know, that's that. So I decided to keep that. This part coming up is actually one of my favorites. This was completely unintentional. That is so cool. Okay, so this scene, I was just like skimming through the footage, and originally it was gonna be like, maybe like Simon getting his whip out and like cutting to his face or something like that. And then I saw like this certain segment. This clip is not edited whatsoever. It just syncs up with the song so much. I'm gonna play it again because I love this part so much. He takes off the cape. He steps back. He has the whip and chain. And he just slides in the frame like a badass. Like he knows. You don't even gotta see his face. He knows. I love that. That's like, moments like that really like encourage me to like keep continuing making that stuff. Because like it's happy little accidents that just like, wow, I could really turn this into something really cool. This part. Okay, so the first couple of frames, I really wanted to invoke the DLC characters. Except with one exception in the beginning. So we had, well, I had Simon. I wanted to include Richter somewhere earlier, but like Simon just fits so well here. I left him in. We've got the heroes, of course. I wanted to make sure like I included all four of them in there. This is a great pose. And then when they like form in line to the cadence of the song, I'm like, it's great, perfect, you know? And like this part, obviously is like kind of like the threat of the whole story mode. You know, so you got like Shadow Mario or something like that. I don't even know, like Evil Spirit Mario. You know what I mean. And then I just add like because like the original one, I think there was a trailer, I don't remember. There is a trailer that has an artificial zoom in or artificial transition to like when it's close up, but like I included like one trailer. This is from okay, I have it right here. This is from the direct, and oh, I guess they're from the same thing. Oh, never mind. But like they're shown in different parts. Like this is at the end, I think, of the direct, and this is around the middle or something. They're not the same, so I had to like splice them in the kind of make it look like, you know, like, oh, look into my eyes, you know, and then like look at my posture. So yeah. This one is a little biased. What the heck did I put? Yeah, I just put Dark Spirits. Some of these are a little desync because like I had to transfer the stuff from my laptop to this, and some stuff I didn't bother changing because I kind of knew what I was gonna do by then. This one right here is a little biased. I just like this shot, and I like Luigi, so I just decided to keep this shot. There's like nothing more to it. Okay, this part is gonna get a little controversial right here. Banjo, okay, so here's the thing. I wanted, as much as I could, to include, and it's very difficult to do in a good manner, to include 70 plus characters in a 1 and 30 second, I guess, a music video. Well, I know there's a lot of Banjo fans. I never grew up with him, and he almost didn't make it. I almost didn't include him. This is from the Japanese version. I cut it off so you don't see the Japanese text, but I found the Japanese version was the most high quality one. So I just gave y'all a bone and threw in Banjo. Banjo, I never intended to include Banjo, but I just thought this shot was good enough. And I think I ended up slowing it down because, or what did I do? Yeah, I ended up slowing it down. If you guys know, like, if you guys have ever edited in Vegas, you know, like, these squiggles either tend to be like, if like stretched or squashed, you know, you're making it faster, you're making it slower. So I had to do a little bit of magic right there. So I threw you guys a bone. I know there's a lot of Banjo fans. Not personally a fan. Not saying he's a bad character, but I just kind of threw you guys a bone and like included Banjo because I kind of want to make the majority happy as much as possible. So I think there's your one bone that went against what I wanted to do. So yeah. Byleth obviously was the new character. I had to include Byleth somewhere. There was going to be another shot that I wanted to include Byleth in, which was the whole like sunset when they're like putting their hand to their chest and stuff like that, but I couldn't incorporate it, and I didn't want like at the time because even still Byleth is not well received. So I thought like I like that shot, but I couldn't find a place to put it well, and also I didn't want to oversaturate the video with Byleth, you know, showing a bias. So this is the only shot Byleth gets, and it wasn't always the original one too. I could have probably, you know what, again, I did this on my laptop. I probably could have edited that better, but it's okay. Yeah, whatever. I mean, people still. I'm looking at this now. I made this like a month ago or so, and I'm seeing things I could have improved on, but overall, it still conveys the same message. This part, when they're going to the Incineroar Ken trailer. Originally, I kept this in though. You know, this is, you know, Incineroar, you know, looking at the match where like Ken and who's fighting Ken? Little Mac. This next section would have been like Incineroar. He has this one pose where he's like, you know, like roaring at him about the lunge into him. And that was almost the case. But then I thought about it. And I thought like that Ridley trailer really had some cool stuff. And then I remembered at the very end of that trailer, Zero Suit Samus comes up from the flames and like she does like a drop kick. And it kind of like flashes because like she's essentially kicking into like the fire, which kind of invokes a flash. Natural, right? But like this was artificial as well. Like you see like the flash right there. Also, this was a better transition than what, because the flash would have been with Incineroar, and I thought this was so much better. Plus, it incorporated Zero Suit Samus. So I'm like, this is the better win. Ken wasn't originally going to be Ken. This part was going to be Ryu in the Smash 4 trailer, in his reveal trailer where he's like, you know, I'm looking for a challenge, whatever. But I ultimately decided to go with Ken. Just for the Terry and Ken reference from Capcom versus SNK. Because, you know, like, they have a unique intro where, like, I think Terry's hat, or like Ken gets Terry's hat, and because they both like will wear red and they both have blonde hair, and people like the joke that Ken or Terry is just Ken with a hat. You know, Ken just picks up Terry's hat and just like throws it at him, and then like, you know, they go into a fight, right? And so, you know, I kind of like to bring like the, you know, they're both like in a fighting stance ready, kind of like a little rivalry Easter egg thing. And you know, he's going like, come on. This scene was like one of the earlier ones that I've wanted to include. You know, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video, because like, I don't speak Japanese and I'm not going to like butcher the pronunciation of it, but like how he says it and how Isabelle moves just made me like, let me try this. Just watch. And then like when she stretches her arms like that just I don't know what he's saying, but like it just, to me, it just fits. And I just made it work. So yeah. This next one. So next few couple of things, they're like stylized. So they're like three different animation styles. This one has like a watercolor thing. This one has anime aesthetic. Hold on. You know, I wanted to include this. Maybe I should. Hold on. I need to reboot that better. Let's go to half or full. You know what? Full, whatever. This one, I was debating whether or not to include Smash 4 cinematics, but then I thought, like, you know, there are video games that reuse cinematics from previous entries, so I'm like, there's no harm, so whatever. I really tried not to use as much Smash 4 as possible and keep it solely Ultimate, and I'll get to something that correlates to that later. But yeah, I wanted to include the pit and Link fight. You know, we got swing. And then we got Little Mac. Incorporating more characters, you know, the whole like punch, and then you see Lucina. Okay, now Joker. Joker was another. Okay, so Joker was kind of added near the end, because then I realized, wait a second, I never added Joker. So I ended up adding Joker here. You know, him swooping in. Now Arsene here is added only because like people mean that like Joker is carried by Arsene, and like the whole lyric kind of sounds like a two-parter to me, so I kind of like sliced it into two, even though I feel like it fits. I made it fit as much as possible, and this is one of my favorite parts as well. So I remember during this was from the Banjo Japanese trailer as well, where, if you don't know, in the Banjo reveal specifically, they include an extra. So like this next one, this clip right here is not present in the K. Rool, because obviously K. Rool didn't get revealed yet. So this shot right here really made it crucial for it to sync up to what's coming up. So what I had to do, ultimately it didn't sync up. You know, I had to do some slowdown. I had to do some cutting. What I did was I found the transition pieces and like kind of made it as smooth as a transition as possible, and try to make it go beat by beat to the percussion of the song. So like I'm gonna play it, and I hope I don't get copyrighted. So like I'm gonna show you what I mean, right? Okay, so and okay. So yeah, that's how I sync that up. I think the hardest part was syncing the whole Ridley Samus thing. Yeah, because like I wanted the flash of the charge shot to transition into like the K. Rool Donkey Kong, you know, portrait. This part is easily my favorite part of the whole video. Coming up. To me, this is so unintentionally epic that it works, because it even kind of translates into the original opening where like forgive me if I don't remember. I haven't seen Attack on Titan in so long. The whole regiment is like I know there's a part of the opening where they're like all like standing over the wall or something like that, and they're, you know, they do that pose with like the chest and the whole thing on the back of the hand. I don't know. And this part, hold on, come on, computer, no, come on, work with me, no. All right, we're gonna keep that at half now. Now this is the part I'm talking about. So like the whole Darkon and Gleam, I believe their names are. You just gotta hear this part. This part just syncs up so well. The whole Sasageo part where like the eyes are kind of looking down on like the fighters, and then you get this shot. Frame that on a wall. That is amazing to me. Because it invokes that whole epic fight that's like final fight that's gonna happen to me, and that's great. Like, you know, we're coming for you, kind of thing, right? And this part, you know, I wanted to include like the spirits. Originally, this part was going to be going back to previous Smash Media, because like in the original opening, the original Attack on Titan opening, I believe they have like hands holding and stuff like that. And what I was originally thinking of was in the Melee intro. You know how like the whole Zelda characters, like I think Sheik, Zelda, and Link, I think they have like the Triforce on their hand or something, and they like sync it up like that, right? I was originally going to include that in there, but I kind of thought it was a little too how do I say this? A little too not fitting. And then I ultimately thought of an alternative, which was like the spirits, and you know, going into the whole, you know, theme of the game. You know, spirits are lost. We're trying to free spirits. We're trying to restore the world, and so, you know, I went with this whole, you know, freaking spirits, and then, you know, kind of like looks like the live stream from Final Fantasy, you know, like good ending type of thing, and then, you know, you got the whole peak. And this part, we get into the whole action-y scene. I wanted to make sure, like, that whole, like, you know, the Shulk, you know, presence warning was like, you know, Shulk saw the future, what was going to go on, and, you know, going to warn everybody, like, it's coming, you know? And the original idea for the next scene was just going to be, like, people getting blasted. But then I found that was boring. And then I saw, and then I found that and then I thought of like the K. Rool and Donkey Kong scene when they were about to, like, you know, punch each other, and they were running up. I mean, look at this interior crocodile alligator. It fits so well. I don't think I did any real editing. No, I didn't. All I did was I believe just like cut K. Rool's intro a little bit. Because he's already I cut Donkey Kong's K. Rool. I said may include DK, so that wasn't always the pull. Obviously, I had to include this shot, right? Just the whole, and it's pretty relevant to the upload game. Again, I only included like Wii Fit, Duck Hunt, and Villager only because like I don't think I included them earlier, so I just kind of like put them in there. There's fans somewhere. They're a Smash character whether you like them or not, and you know. And then Kirby. Okay, this part, I debated on whether or not I wanted to have him disappear or have him keep going and like keep the viewer in suspense. But like, it's New Game Plus, you know what happens. So this part was maybe the biggest changer that I had to do in the whole edit. How could I not include this part, right? The whole like, I mean, if we're talking anime, you gotta have like the whole fist punch in the sunset, right? You gotta include that. Originally, so I knew I knew I wanted to every single, you know, when they go the whole gas, like the whole, you know, that whole thing, you know, the ho. Originally, my idea was have every single splash screen from Smash 4 up until Ultimate in here, and I could have made it work. But then I thought to myself, I didn't really include any gameplay this time because I wanted to make it as cinematic as possible. But then I'm like, if it's a video game intro, I think a good video game intro should include some type of like in real game footage. And then I thought to myself, you know what, why don't I actually take some parts from the actual intro itself, like the real intro, and kind of splice it into the end. And I prioritized poses and action scenes onto this. So, you know, you've got Ganon transforming, you've got Cloud with the Bahamut, you've got Bowser and Game & Watch just diving on him, you've got Roy just slashing Ike. Again, another bias. The Mii's, I did want to include Sans and Cuphead in there somewhere, but I thought it was a little too memey. And I couldn't, in a perfect world, I probably would have recorded original footage for that. But I was very limited in my resources. So like the Miis are good enough. You know who they are. There was no Mii Gunner. Because the whole like when like Mii Brawler goes in and when Mii Swordsman comes in, that was a whole like one take. I didn't have to like splice in a different one because that was kind of like too, you know, in my opinion. Like, listen to that again. You know, you see, so that was like a good one take. Like Mega Man Shining, and that's good. I'm ruining this as I go, you know. Pose with Meta Knight. Pose with Wario. Pose with Wolf. Pose with Pit going in. This scene right here, originally was just gonna be Zelda. You know that whole thing that she does, that whole smile thing that she does in the intro. I wanted to include it in the middle there. This is when I was still thinking of the whole. It was gonna be like a little coy nod. This is originally still when I was gonna do the whole splash screen intros for the whole and then like just randomly include Zelda there to kind of split it up because there's no going on at the point, so it's kind of like a lull in the whole thing. So you know, then I thought about the cliffside, and it works so well. And then you got more poses, and I still managed to incorporate it somehow. Another pose, action pose. I had to make sure I included that. Action pose, action pose. I wanted to include an assist trophy in there, so I just decided to use Rathalos. I debated on using Waluigi, but like Rathalos is just you can tell he's there. Good Boys Ness and Lucas. This is Giga Bowser if you can't tell. That's him transforming, kind of incorporate Final Smashes. I wanted to include like Simon's Final Smash or some more Final Smashes in there, but like I was a little limited, but it still worked. It conveys. Ryu and Ryu still made it in. Thankfully at the end he made it in. Master Hand kind of invoking one of the bosses. Toon Link and Younglings doing poses here, action poses. Marks to kind of invoke another boss character. And this part is strictly a reference to the anime intro where like I think Aaron is inside the Titan. This part right here is from the direct where like Sakurai is describing the tourney mode, and like everyone like at the time was like saying, "Man, Mario looks so mad." So like I think I paused there or something like that. I don't remember what I did. I got to the part where like he's like closing his eyes, and like in the actual intro, like I think Aaron is like closing his eyes, right? And then like he opens them, and so I managed to include that, and then like so that's like the one bone that I got. And also, this is when I think Darkon, I think I'm saying that name right. Darkon and Gleam are defeated. They fall into the ocean. They give off this light. And then I kind of include the flash right here, kind of like make it a easier transition because after this whole tube light thing, it transitions into the earth. So it wouldn't have been like a whole white because it has to be white so that it transitions into the Smash logo screen, which is included in the YouTube version of this. But yeah, that is really it. Honestly, I'm gonna work on how to, because like at the time of recording this, intro customization is possible. I have not incorporated that yet because I just got my computer, so my progress on that was stunted. I do intend to upload this to Game Banana, and I hope anyone who has a modded Switch can look forward to that. But yeah, this was fun. It went on way longer than I thought. I don't expect anybody to make it to the end of this. If you do, please, I don't know if you have kids in the background, I have no idea. If you do, please leave a like, hit that bell icon so you don't miss another video that I do. And subscribe for more fun times. I have a lot of good news I'd like to share in the future, but I don't like to jinx them. So if you want to keep up with me, I would highly recommend following the Twitter, again at RayHoots. I will upload this as soon as possible. I actually have to do some more computer maintenance. I just wanted to upload this or record this before so I can edit it on my laptop, whatever the heck. But yeah, this is fun. If you guys want me to do ones, or I have another video that I wanted to edit, and I'll give a tease. I don't know if I'll ever make this. It involves an orange wearing spiky haired ninja and an American sitcom. And I have ideas for it. I started having ideas for this shortly after doing this. So this took about maybe 10 hours to make. If I had all my resources with me, this might have taken me like 4 hours or something to make. But yeah. That's gonna be it. If you want to see more stuff like this, I guess, follow. Social media stuff in the description. I am done. This video is long. Goodbye. I had a lot to say.